Happy Monday. My kids spent a solid 15 minutes arguing over whether this thing goes in the animal bin because duck or the vehicle bin because wheels, and it was honestly one of the funniest conversations that I've ever overheard. Well, I wonder what they decided because I wouldn't know what to put either. I mean, it is an animal, but it's also a wheel, so you might just have to, make a new bin all entirely and just drop that one in there, and it's the only thing in there. What's up, boys? I want to tell you guys a story. In kindergarten, I was a bit of a troublemaker, okay? The teachers didn't really like me because me and a couple of my other friends would always get in trouble, and I always had to stay inside for recess. Well, one time, I was staying inside for recess, and the teacher was calling my mom to alert her of my actions. And out of nowhere, my ear just started bleeding, like randomly, like just from the inside of my head, like just out of nowhere. And I think that was my brain leaking from just how stupid I was at the time. You know, that just makes sense. Anyway, today we're checking out r/kidsarestupid, a subreddit full of dumb children just like myself. For this video, I want you guys to comment something stupid you did when you were a kid, like my ear bleeding story. And without wasting any more of your time, enjoy the video, boys. My 7-year-old staring at my face. Me. What is it, sweetie? My 7-year-old. Is my nose weird too? Kids are delightful. That's such a backhanded roast. Your kid's just like, is my nose as ugly and stupid and horrible looking as yours? And I would just want to cut it off if that's what it looked like. Does my nose look like that? Does it look like that? When I was 8, I had an older YouTube channel with like 3 subscribers. Once I had 5 subscribers, I was gonna do a fan meetup, and I put my actual address in the description of the video. You're gonna do the fan meetup, and all of a sudden, just like the FBI is gonna show up at your house looking for a hostage, and you're gonna be like, 9, and I just hit 5 subscribers. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you spent $8,000 to take your kids to Disney? My son watched the garbage truck empty our trash 20 minutes ago, and he's still talking about it. That sounds like a future trash guy to me. I think he's gonna be a big trash guy in the future. He's gonna drive the biggest garbage truck in all of the tri-state area. A tip to new parents. 3-year-olds will lock you out of the house in the snow without remorse and will think it's the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. This reminds me of one time. It wasn't snowing, and I was not 3. I was probably like 13, and it was pouring rain like crazy. And me and my mom and my sister were out on a walk, and that's when it started raining. We had umbrellas, but my mom put her umbrella in the garage, and then when me and my sister went inside, we locked her out in like the cold rain, and we were just sitting there dying while she was like visibly angry while we were trying to get back in the house, and we were just dying of laughter. I don't know why I remember that, but it's a very prominent thing in my mind for some reason. Children aged 3 to 5 are truly something else. I'm a tour guide, and at one point on my tour, I ask if anyone has any questions, and today a girl immediately yells out, "Have you ever killed someone? And are the bodies in the walls?" That's quite the question. That's quite a loaded question. I just gotta know, like, what kind of place you were touring around. Like, why does this girl think that there are bodies in the walls? I need to, like, where are you showing these kids? What is this place? When I was like 7 or 8, me and my sister washed my dad's car. I saw a spot that wouldn't disappear with a sponge, so I grabbed sandpaper. My dad never let me wash the car again. Oh my god. You didn't just wash the dirt off, you also washed the nice paint coat that your dad got put on there. I believe for an unbelievably long time that Washington, D.C. stood for Washington, the capital. I wasn't the sharpest child in the shed. What do you mean, dude? That's what it stands for. Last time I checked in geography class when we learned about Washington, D.C., the teacher said, yeah, it actually stands for Washington, the capital. I mean, I just can't see what else it could possibly stand for. Like Washington, duck crap, like that's crap. Dude, I hope not, because that would be really mean. The crap is a bad word. I am dying right now because my 5-year-old just told me that he thinks you go to the police station to buy donuts. Yeah, and everybody who's ever committed a terrible crime and has to go to the police station, they're just going there to pick up some donuts. You know, they just want to get a 12-pack of cream donuts and go home for the day. They don't actually get locked up for life and then get the death sentence. No, they just want to get some donuts. They should make it so if you want to be a police officer and you go to apply, instead of doing any sort of like checking, background check, nothing, whatever, they just ask you if you like donuts. And if you say no, then they shoot you in the face. On this day, 8 years ago. So, Aiden is pretending to be a superhero he created called Itchy Man. Apparently, Itchy Man throws balls of itchy stuff at his enemies. I found this out when Aiden yelled, "Hey, a bad guy, look out, I got itchy balls." No! Not Itchy Man and his array of itchy balls. Damn you, Itchy Man! Now I have itchy balls because you threw your itchy balls at my itchy balls, and it's not what it sounds like, but that's what happened. Happy Valentine's Day to my 7-year-old self who secretly ate the entire bag of Red Hots instead of putting them in my classmates' Valentine's cards. I barfed spicy red barf all night and I couldn't go to school the next day on the most candy-filled day of the year. Lessons were learned. Hey man, that sounds like a good time. I don't know about you, but eating an entire bag of Red Hots sounds like a fun night. Who wants to go? We're not gonna do drugs. Drugs are for losers. We're just gonna eat a bunch of Red Hots. Everyone's invited if you are of legal age to consume Red Hots, which is everybody. So everyone come along. My 6-year-old's kindergarten teacher was doing a bring me a blank game in Zoom class, and she asked her students to bring any pet animals within reach. And I turned just in time to see my 6-year-old carrying my 2-year-old to show to his teacher. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Sometimes those little kids, like the really little ones that just have no spatial awareness whatsoever, they basically are just a pet. Like, they're not really, like, intelligent enough to be another human, so you kind of just drag them around and feed them and take them outside and, you know... Nobody ever let me have a kid, please, because that doesn't sound good. My 5-year-old nephew asked how long my newborn needed to charge before he could go home. It's a heart rate monitor. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, he's got the right idea, dude. These little kids, they're not even humans yet. They're basically just little spawns of meat and bones. I wouldn't be surprised if the second you leave that room, that thing just turns off to conserve battery power and then just will turn back on and just start operating like a regular robot that it is. When I was 8, I almost got myself taken away by child services. I'm a bit autistic, so I have many stories like this. When I got bored, I ate, so when I got bored, I said, I'm hungry, and one day in school, I found out if I acted really hungry and I said, I never eat breakfast because my mom is always asleep, and I never get dinner because my mom is so tired. I got to go to the cafeteria and eat. So one day, I got picked up at school by child services, and I didn't get to go home until my mom proves she feeds me. Oh my god. Imagine the thoughts that were running through your mom's head during that whole scenario. She's like, what? You're taking my kid away from me because I'm always asleep, but I'm literally right here. Ma'am, he's saying that you never feed him ever, and he has never eaten a meal in his entire life. Is this true? Why, yes it is. I love abusing my children. I still can't imagine learning on Zoom and seeing the inside of a teacher's house. When I was a kid, I didn't know teachers had first names and thought they slept in the school. Yeah, okay, not only are babies robots, but teachers are also robots. I swear, when you leave the classroom, they just like power off and just like plug into the wall and recharge. That's all they do. That's just their entire life. They're programmed to do that. When you get little, you'll understand. My son explaining to me why I'm doing his arts and crafts for him. Yeah, when you're my age, you'll get it. You just gotta, you know, you won't understand right now, but later when you're old, when you're younger like me, you'll get it. Asked my 5-year-old what she wanted for dinner, and she said, not a burned quesadilla, because in the summer of 2019, I overcooked one side of her quesadilla. That was the quesadilla that she had been looking forward to all day, and you ruined it, and she will never ever forget that moment. That is ingrained in her mind until the end of time. You're like, dude, it was one time. I forgot I burned your quesadilla, one side of it one time, and you still won't shut up about it. She's like, yeah, whatever. Go back to burning quesadillas or something. Just told my nearly 5-year-old that he had dirt on his face. He said, I can't see it. And I said, well, you can't see your own face. And he said, yes, I can. Then he started turning his head and eyes around, convinced that if he found the right angle, he could see his own face, but was very disappointed when that didn't work. Not a lesson I thought I'd have to teach him as a father. Well, you know, as a kid, sometimes you just gotta figure out things by yourself and not have other people teach you the lesson, you know? Sometimes learning by yourself is just the best way to do things, and this is just one of those scenarios. So when I was in 4th grade, a kid in my class really had to use the bathroom, so he did the only logical thing and waited for the last minute before he had to go and yelled, Mr. B, I gotta go poo real bad! And then he ran out of the classroom before the teacher could say anything. 10 seconds, he came back crying and said, I didn't make it. Oh no! Why did he wait until like the last second before he got up and ran? Kids in my class, they'll be like, oh, I have to use the bathroom, and then the teacher will be like, is it an emergency? And I know damn well it's not an emergency, but they're still like, yeah, dude, it's an emergency, and then they leave. Why didn't you just do that? Why did you have to actually wait until it was an emergency? I was playing hide and seek with my little cousin, 3. He found me, so I said I was my identical twin. I don't even have a twin. He believed me. I said I was hiding behind the curtains. He ran over to the curtains, so I ran to a different spot. Eventually, I had to confess. He hit me. You tricked this poor little kid into thinking that he had an identical twin and just had no idea that he had another cousin. You just completely fooled this man. He was probably mind blown. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed your monthly dose of Kids Are Stupid. Today, this is a pretty good episode. I think a lot of stupid kids came out of the woodworks. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed liking something, I don't know, subscribe, all that stuff. We're trying to hit 10,000 billion trillion subscribers, and so tomorrow